Greetings, YouTube community. This is Phoenix Akule, coming to you again with another chapter of Origin of Shadows. Season 2, Chapter 2. The Return of Roshyn, the Dragon Warlord. Yeah, this one's really violent and epic. So, this is actually the one I've actually was looking forward to making, so let's get this going. It all started a few months after we realized there was probably no more survivors other than us. We were out scouting the area, trying our best to still look for survivors, despite the fact our efforts are effortless. Considering that we haven't seen another living creature other than us that wasn't trying to kill us, then we were starting to think we were basically the only ones. Just then, I looked up over the horizon in the valley. It's because I heard a strange noise. Radaring my ears back and forth, trying my best to comprehend where the sound was coming from. I looked further off in the valley over the mountains, and I saw it. Basically, when I saw it, my back legs gave out from sheer fear as my ears folded back and I trembled in place. Scorpion looked over at me asking what's wrong. I quickly pointed out our situation. He looks back at me and says, "So, we'll just take him out like we did the rest." I look back at him, cocking an eyebrow, thinking kind of out loud that he is not thinking straight. And then I explained to him who that was. It's Roshyn, the Dragon Warlord, the most invincible, most destructive, most heartless monster who ever walked the land. People say he is so invincible that nothing can destroy him. Absolutely nothing. We both looked up as he flew straight towards us, rolling a straight line of fire breath straight towards our path. I quickly looked towards Inferno, telling her to take Abby and Redheart and run. And don't look back. Just keep running and don't look back. We will try our best to handle this. As soon as I told her that information, she tried to question it. I just looked back at her and said, "Go. You don't want to see this. I don't want to endanger you." Right as she teleported all of them away, Roshyn got right on top of us, blasting fire all around us. I quickly flew up and tried to know Val to try to attack him, flying straight to him, base spiraling in a 500 mile per hour barrage of fire that kind of looked like a speeding bullet. And when I got too close, Roshyn grabbed me by the head and threw me back even faster than I was flying towards him. And then when I landed, I plowed through 5 trees and a rock and slid 50 feet back. Looking up, with my teeth clenched and an agonizing look on my face, I look back at Scorpion as he's trying to throw his spear at him. I just scream out, "Don't!" But I was too late. He already had it tossed out. Roshyn grabbed it mid-flight, twirled him around in the air like a whirly bird, and threw him halfway across the land. He plowed into a tree too, just as well as I did. Only he, I'm pretty sure, had a softer landing than I did. As we both get back up, trying another attempt, I teleport behind Roshyn, blasting him with my horn as I teleported in front of him to do the same thing, trying to stay ahead of him. But to my surprise, it didn't work. It ended up the same way. He grabbed me by the wings this time, tossed me halfway across the land, maybe 3,000 feet in the air. And when I landed, basically, I slid for a good 200 to 300 feet through several trees and rocks. The last tree I hit bounced against my back and hurt so agonizingly I couldn't help but to yelp out in pain. Scorpion didn't even want to attempt another attack after seeing what Roshyn did to me. And after I got regained my sanity enough to crawl back to my feet, I met back up with him basically and said retreat, and he nodded. As we both started to run away from Roshyn as he blasted back and forth trying his best to hit us. To know it, Val, but still he was pretty good, accurate with aiming, 'cause we only escaped half the blasts by 2 or 3 inches. And when we made it back to the headquarters, I quickly grabbed Inferno and Abby, while Scorpion grabbed on to Red Heart, told him we need to get out of here right now, as soon as possible, as we all teleported out of the base. 2 seconds right before Roshyn blows it up to nothing. As we all run towards the edge of the valley, trying our best to keep from getting hit, basically, it was not working that well. And as we ran, I decided to haul him off as I tossed Abby to Inferno. I turned back around, blasting Roshyn. Roshyn dodged it and sent a blast right back to me and hit me dead on straight, blasting me back against the tree. When I hit, I coughed out a few bits of blood, trying my best to stagger back to my feet, and failed. I quickly teleported to where Inferno and the rest of them have went, activated a healing spell to heal the pain in my legs, and continued to run. When we got to the edge of the valley, we teleported far, far, far away across the land. See, breathing heavily, realizing how much damage he has caused and how much bullshit has already happened, we really fucked up. Thinking, yeah, now we're screwed. Roshyn's returned and there's no way to defeat him. Scorpion starts questioning who Roshyn really is. I look back at him and say, Roshyn is the dragon Warlord. He's invincible and impervious to everything and can predict what you're thinking and your moves 50 to 100 times faster than it takes you to either think or do them. After all that was mentioned, Inferno looked at me with an expression of panic on her face, barely able to talk, with her voice cracking from all the stress she had to undergo seeing Roshyn. She quickly blurted out, "Is there honestly any way we can defeat him?" I looked up at her and said, "No. We are screwed and there's no way to fix that. Unless we can find the red bloodstone war pendant, then yeah, there's honestly no hope." She quickly asks me, "What is the redstone war pendant?" I tell her the redstone war pendant is what gives Roshyn his invincibility and power to predict. If it was to be destroyed, he'd become as helpless as a regular dragon. And then we can defeat him. But no one has seen the redstone war pendant in so long that they've actually started thinking it's just an urban legend and a myth, a lie. Scorpion looks up at me then, basically, and said, "Is there any other way?" I said, "No, there is no other way to defeat Roshyn. We have to find the Bloodstone War Pendant. That's the only way." Then Abby starts crying because she did not want to witness something that horrible. I quickly walk over there to comfort my filly as I lean up against her, hugging her, saying, "Honey, it's going to be okay." Inferno quickly looks up at me, whispered in my ear, "I thought you said it's not." Then I whispered back at her, "Yeah, but she don't gotta know that." And throughout all the commotion, Scorpion and Red Heart were talking to each other about this Roshyn character and how come they had never heard of him. I quickly explained that my sergeant brought him up to me a long while back. Roshyn is the dragon beast that ripped his wings off. Yeah, the way they defeated him last time is they banished him. But you can only banish him once. And since it's already been done, you can't do it again. So yeah, we're basically fucked. So, what are we gonna do? I guess just wait till we find a plan, or the Bloodstone War Pendant and destroy it. And that was Chapter 2 of Season 2, people. Tune in next time when I decide to make Chapter 3. And I also want to inform, like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, I'm going to be making a lot more. There's a lot of seasons and a lot of chapters. So yeah, I am not finished with just after Season 2. There's going to be a lot more. So, with that information out, Phoenix out.